I'm no Jedi. Not by a long shot.
What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? We're here. We're back. I am your host, PGH Chris TV, and welcome to the Sports Jedi Network here on the Gridiron Report. Guys, we're going to quickly address the elephant in the room. It's been a while since I've been up here and talked a little bit of Steelers football. And before I get into this video, before I talk to you guys, I want to sit here and first apologize for the lack of Steelers videos this season, since the season started. As many of you know, me and Kev, we're electricians. We have full-time jobs. I'm just getting started in my career, but there's a lot of work. We have a lot of work, and that's been interfering a little bit. But my schedules, I'm used to the schedule now, so videos of the weekly reviews will be dropping. But I wanted to come on here and give you guys my thoughts on our 2-1 record so far, and a little bit of a preview of tomorrow night's game that will be happening in Ireland at 9:30 in the morning Eastern. So I want to first start off with that apology for the lack of uploads. But we're here. We're back, and I'm ready to talk some Steelers football. But first, before we get into the video, remember, Dude Wipes is the official sponsor of the Sports Jedi Network. Remember, Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, everything will be in the description below. Now, let's talk some Steelers football, guys. It's been an interesting season so far. Steelers currently have a 2-1 record. We're sitting second in the division in the AFC North. Man, do I want to talk to you guys about what I think's going well, or what do I think I hate? Let's start with the positives. Because I feel like majority of this video will be negative. I think the Steelers have been making big time clutch situational plays. Obviously, those turnovers, we've had a lot of turnovers to help win the game, whether it was the Jets week 1 or this recent game we just had. I mean, the Steelers are playing really good. I don't want to say they're not playing good defense, but they're playing good. They're making really big clutch moments when we need it. When we need a turnover, that running back for the Patriots, he gave us that. I don't want to say gave us that win, but we were in that. The Patriots and the Steelers had such a close game, and stuff like that. Even the Jets, right? Stuff like that is like crucial. That really could help us win the game. And we saw how that could help us lose the game when rookie Caleb Johnson, messed up against the Seahawks on week 2, and we ended up losing that game as well. But those clutch plays and the turnovers and the fumbles, we need those. We need those, and I'm happy to see that. And I'm happy to see our veterans. You can see the leadership on the field, on the offense with Aaron Rodgers, right? Even DK Metcalf. On the defense, obviously, we still have TJ Watt. Cam Hayward agrees to a new deal right before the season starts. So he's back and rolling. And we're starting to really see the presence of Aaron Rodgers. When I watched that week 1 game against the Jets, it was like surreal. It was like, wow, like we really have Aaron Rodgers on our team as a Pittsburgh Steelers and as a Pittsburgh Steeler. And you can see that veteran leadership out there. Anytime, Calvin Austin maybe doesn't catch a ball or runs a run around or something, you can see, the cameras point to Aaron Rodgers. You see Aaron Rodgers, he maybe gets upset, but, he's going over to Calvin, consulting him, not talking down on him on the media. Like we're seeing on the offense, and that's what we've needed, and we haven't had since Big Ben. Obviously Kenny Pickett didn't work out. We tried with Russell Wilson. We thought he was going to be that veteran guy. Didn't work out. It's working so far. And I'm not going to put the blame on the offense when I talk about what I don't like about the Steelers so far. I think he's playing good football. I think the line needs to help him a little more. Obviously, he's not going to scramble as much as he would have, but he has been doing that and making good play and good throws down the run as well at his age. So if the line could maybe step up a little bit, especially Bodrick Jones on the left side, I think Aaron Rodgers will have more time to throw the ball. He doesn't need that much time, guys. Aaron Rodgers does not need that much time to throw the ball. Anyway, the running back and the running back availability, Jaylen Warren, he's injured. There are injury concerns, but I think he'll play tomorrow morning. And we're doing really good. We're doing really good with our running backs. We haven't had Caleb Johnson in there. Jaylen Warren has been playing great. Excuse me, but I forget this guy's name, number 14. He has been playing, almost every down. So the offense is fine. I'm not too worried about the offense. I like when we do the 3 tight end formations, you have a Darnell Washington, you have a Pat Freiermuth and a Jonnu Smith. Keep sending Jonnu Smith in motion while you still have those other 2 tight ends on the line. I think it opens up a lot. You could do a jet pass to Jonnu Smith and have go behind Darnell Washington. Who the fuck's blocking Darnell Washington, especially in the goal line? And I think the Steelers are playing good goal line offense. I think with those tight ends, Arthur Smith, our offensive coordinator, knows how to use those tight ends, and that's what he's really good at, run games and tight ends, which I do want to talk about the run game, but it's not great. So let's just get into the things that I'm not liking about the Steelers season so far. I understand that Arthur Smith is a majority of a run first offensive coordinator, but it doesn't work. It's not working. I mean, yes, we gain yards here and there, but it's like you have DK Metcalf and you wait until the last second to throw him a ball for a touchdown. I don't understand. Like, you can throw the ball. Have Roman Wilson go out and do a little 10 and in route. Give him the ball. Calvin has been playing phenomenal football. I mean, the run game needs to be balanced. We need to go back to being a balanced offense. It seems like we're trying to be run heavy. That's not the Steeler way. That's not what we do. We are a balanced offense. Throw the ball. It frustrates me seeing that shit every time. Just throw the ball. Just throw the ball. The offense stalls all the time. They literally lean and they rely on turnovers from the defense to get their momentum up. Why can't they be the momentum centers? Why can't they set the tone? Why does it always have to be our defense? And let's talk about our defense. Our run defense is horrible. Horrible. Kenneth Walker. Breece Hall from the Jets. Dude, they ran the ball down our throats. Travion Henderson, second string rookie running back out of The Ohio State University, OHIO. Even when he got in there, he was touring up our defense. Well, why can't we play run defense? I mean, Kenneth Walker rips a 19-yard touchdown in a goal-to-goal situation. Seriously? We're letting that happen, and we're supposed to be the standard for defense in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers is known for defense. And I have a lot more complaints about the defense than I do the offense so far. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We cannot play run defense to save our life. I think the secondary has been playing good pass defense. Jalen Ramsey, he's been coming in clutch. Darius Slay let up a big pass, which I wasn't too happy about. But, he's been playing good football as well. We know Joey Porter Jr. is injured. Beanie Bishop. We have some guys out, but overall, again, it goes back to the veteran leadership. I think we have a good amount of that in each little position that we can be fine. We really can. Um, it's frustrating because at the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on this team because Mike Tomlin's always, Mike Tomlin needs to win a fucking playoff game. We have not won a playoff game in 10 years. And with Aaron Rodgers, after all that's happened this offseason, getting DK, we really need to win a playoff game, guys. We need to win a playoff game. There's just I think there's a lot of pressure. I don't give a fuck about, excuse my language, but I don't care about Mike Tomlin's winning streak. I don't. This franchise, this team does not revolve around Mike Tomlin. I want a playoff victory. I want an AFC championship. I want a Super Bowl. But I just want a playoff win. How have the Pittsburgh Steelers not won a playoff game in 10 years? That is embarrassing, guys. You know how it feels we barely make it into the playoffs every year. First off, it's not like it's not like we win the division every year and just choke, or it's not like, we're secured playoff spots every year. No, we're wild card. We're barely getting into the wild card as the 7th seed. We're fighting for the 6th and 7th seed. Then we end up having to play Buffalo because we're the 7th seed, or we have to play Kansas City because we're the 6th seed or something. We cannot have that happen. That's why we have to start up hot. I want to be probably the 2nd or 3rd seed going in. I want to win the AFC North. I don't think we're going to be above the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are playing awful. I'll say the Chargers and the Bills. And let's play. I mean, Denver is good, but let's play like a 5th seed, a 6th seed team instead of being the 6th seed team playing the 3rd seed team. We get screwed every year. And it's like, I don't even like watching those playoff games because I know what's going to happen. Whether it's the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, we cannot have that happen to us this year. A lot of things need to change. The offense still needs to change as much as, I've given them a little bit of praise. They need to be better play. They need to have better play calling in situations. When it's 3rd and 12, 2nd and 14, stop running an inside dive. Run. Throw the ball. Give me a 10 and in, a 10 and out, something. You don't have to throw the ball deep. I'm not saying that. But you have DK. I understand if your logic here is, because this is what I'm thinking. You line up DK Metcalf and have him go deep. It opens the run game. If you have DK, Calvin, or Roman lined up on the same side, have them go out deep, something, boom, that opens the run game, because eventually, if the linebackers, shift their attention to the right, if Aaron Rodgers maybe wants to do like a fake run or something, and you see, Rodgers or excuse me, DK and Roman, going for routes, most of their attention is going to be on them. Have Roman do like an in route, have DK do an out, and then just, do a toss to the reverse side. It opens the run game. I would need like a fucking whiteboard and all that shit to show you what I mean, because I probably didn't make sense at all in that. But that the offense needs to improve, better play calling in situations. Defense needs to improve. I mean, we need to tighten those gaps to limit those big runs. That's where these running backs are getting these big runs. They're finding open gaps, in probably in the A gap, honestly, B gap, and they're shooting right through, and they're going. Defensive ends need to be better, contain outside. Don't just lean in. Don't have your guard or your tackles force you in. You have to get leverage outside, because a lot of these guys are fast as shit and they will run outside you. So the defense needs to improve. When it comes to the run game, tighten your gaps. Defensive backs, you guys are doing fine. I mean, we have a lot of people injured. We have got to limit those injuries, tighten up the roster, make sure guys got to step up, and we'll be all right. We have to execute and be in big weeks. That's the one thing I had written down here on my notes. We have a tough schedule, and as the season goes on, the Steelers are going to face tougher opponents, and they need to beat the strong teams. We can't just go in there and be satisfied with beating a team like the Patriots. We should have beat the Seahawks. We should be 3-0. We shouldn't have had that close of a game between any of these three teams. That's not how it goes. We're gonna play the Chargers. We're gonna play the Lions. We're gonna play the Ravens twice. I mean, the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow, but it's like we gotta play the Bengals, the Browns, who just beat who did they just beat? The Chargers. Or no, the Packers, excuse me. So our schedule is just gonna get tough. And we need to execute and go out there and beat those big teams. So we get the momentum and people start really talking about us as serious Super Bowl playoff contenders. And the last thing I would just say before, I kind of say goodbye is the Steelers have shown, big plays, clutch plays, defense, but it's just those simple, small issues in the last couple of years that are still visible. They're still 2-1. They're not done, but they could collapse. It's nothing's guaranteed. Playoff spots aren't guaranteed. None of that. They need to just make sure that offense is ready to go, limit the turnovers, and I think they could seriously compete. And the defense tightens up their run game. I think we can compete with the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, at least in the AFC portion. And I think the Steelers have a chance. Not a Super Bowl, but at a playoff victory and a really good season. That was kind of like my mid-season review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Preview for the Vikings tomorrow, real quick. I'm expecting the Steelers to go out there and win. JJ McCarthy's not playing. He is injured. My ticketer is a little bit messed up. I apologize for that. The game tomorrow starts at 9:30 in the morning. They are in Dublin, Ireland. Check it out. Let's root on for the Steelers. I know there's going to be a bunch of Steelers fans there. A lot of Irish people are Steelers fans. It's going to be a good night or a good morning. It's going to be a good morning, and I will do a video just like this talking about it with you guys. So this has been PGH Chris TV here on the Sports Jedi Network Gridiron Report. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, check out all of our videos. Chef Dan is doing a great job on covering the New York Giants, which we'll see what Jackson Dart got going on. But Kev did a good job, talking about the Jets and Steelers game, and watch his wrestling stuff. We're going to be doing a lot. The grind does not stop. The grind does not stop for me either here. I'm going to be, more consistent like I was. I'm got my schedule going on in my personal life. So I think everything's going to be good. So let's go Steelers. We're going to win tomorrow. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good morning. And I've been PGH Chris TV. Peace.